Hey everyone, I'm Hank Coleman from MoneyQA.com, and on this episode of Front Porch Finance, I'm going to break down Dave Ramsey's baby step number 3, fully funded emergency fund. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why you need an emergency fund and where you should keep them. In the past, I briefly discussed Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps that he outlines in his best-selling book, The Total Money Makeover. And last week, I detailed baby step number 2, which is pay off all of your debts except for your mortgage using a debt snowball. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to head over to the YouTube channel and check it out. Today I want to dive deep into baby step number 3, which is how to build a fully funded emergency fund with 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. So stay tuned. Again, I'm Hank Coleman from MoneyQA.com, and this is Front Porch Finance. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. Every Monday here on YouTube, I've got a new 3 to 5 minute short video breaking down a personal finance topic, a tip, or a money saving idea that's easy to understand and in plain English. This YouTube channel is all about taking back control over your money. I hope that you'll join the community and subscribe to the channel. So let's jump right into this week's video. The third baby step in Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover is building your emergency fund with 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Most financial planners, and Dave Ramsey included, recommend that you have an emergency fund that's at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This is one of his core tenets in his book, The Total Money Makeover, and it's baby step number 3. Recently, I've had a lot of people ask me if your emergency fund should be 3 to 6 months of income or just living expenses. If you actually use your income to come up with your emergency fund figure, that would actually equal a little more than you really need. Your initial goal should be 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses, which is obviously just a little less than your total take-home pay in your income that you earn. If you have a real emergency or you're out of work for an extended period of time, we assume that you'll stop making payments and stop spending money momentarily on certain activities such as investing for retirement, eating out at restaurants, and other non-essential things. This is why you can actually get away with building your emergency fund based on your living expenses and not your take-home paycheck. So why do financial planners give people a range of 3 to 6 months worth of savings for an emergency fund? It depends on your situation. You may be able to get away with just saving 3 months of your income. It just depends on what your family needs and how comfortable you feel as how much cushion you need to have. One thought is that you can potentially save less for your emergency fund, such as only 3 months worth of living expenses, if you have a lot of job security. For example, many government workers have excellent job security. They arguably could save for a smaller emergency fund than other people with less job security. And they may opt for an emergency fund of only 3 months. But if you're self-employed, for example, you may need to have even more than 6 months of an emergency fund in order to feel secure. But no matter what, you need at least 3 months of living expenses saved in the bank as an emergency fund. These are just rules of thumb. You should save as much money as you need in order to provide for you and your family with the security and peace of mind that makes you comfortable. If it means that your emergency fund is more than 6 months worth of your take-home pay, or closer to 1 year's worth of living expenses, then that's okay. It's okay to hold that amount of money if it helps you sleep at night. So where should you put your emergency fund? I touched on this topic a little bit before in previous videos. You should have your emergency fund saved in a money market or savings account at a bank that's secure, FDIC insured, and liquid. You don't want to be investing with your emergency fund. You want to be able to have access to that money if there truly is an emergency. I know that money market accounts and savings accounts aren't earning very much interest these days. It can actually be fairly depressing to have $10,000 or $20,000 in a fully funded emergency fund just sitting idle in a savings account, not earning hardly any rate of return. But now let's talk about where you shouldn't park your emergency fund. Most financial planners recommend when you invest in stocks and mutual funds that you use only money that you don't need in the next 5 years or more. That's what investing's for. Look long term, 5 years or more. The problem with emergencies is that you never know when they're going to crop up. They always have a bad habit of happening when you least expect them, and often when you can least afford them. That's why it's very important that you not have your emergency fund in a mutual fund or any other type of investment. You want to be able to have access to your money in the case of an actual emergency. You want your funds to be very liquid with little to no time or cost associated with pulling out that money. Many people have the urge to invest their emergency funds in investments such as a mutual fund or a certificate of deposit, a CD, but you shouldn't have your emergency fund locked up in those investments. Those investments will often penalize you for pulling out that money early, especially CDs. These are long-term investments, and you should look at them that way. Investments aren't a place for your emergency fund. So bite the bullet and leave your emergency fund money in a place where you can easily get to it and just forego those few percentage points. Now that you've paid off all of your debts, you should have a large amount of disposable income that you can rapidly complete your fully funded emergency fund. You already have that $1,000 from baby step 1. Now's the time to build on it. Now's the time to take the money that you were paying on your car loan, your credit card bills, and other debts and put them towards finishing off your emergency fund. You need a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses set aside for a rainy day. Doing this will help keep you from falling back into that debt trap again. So there you have it, baby step 3. Completing your fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If you've got any questions about Dave Ramsey's baby step 3, building an emergency fund, or even any other personal finance topic that you want to talk about, be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. If you like this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to check back here next Monday for the next Front Porch Finance video.